Hi, Oboda Amaka. Please and please, seal your boxes. Seal your boxes at the airport. It is just 1,000 naira per box. Seal your boxes at the airport if you don't want to see an open box when you get to your destination, please. In fact, everything in Nigeria is just hard. It's hard. I'm telling you, I cannot lie again. I cannot defend the country again. It is hard. Hi guys, my name is Niela, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing my landing story as a permanent resident of Canada. If you want to hear my story, grab a bottle of Coke, grab a popcorn, sit back, relax. Do not press that pause button, do not press the fast forward button, and let's get right into the video. Canada on the 30th of November 2019, and it's been an amazing experience. Really, it's been an amazing experience getting to be in a different country entirely, with different cultures, different weather, different everything. So I left Nigeria on the 29th of November. That was a Friday, and our flight was for 2:45 or thereabout. I can't remember. I initially thought it was 1:45, but the flight was actually 2:45. And guys, that was the longest flight ever. So that aside, let me just begin from the Nigerian airport. In fact, everything in Nigeria is hard. Let me not lie. You know, my friend Loretta has always said, or she had always told me, Ada, no worry. When you come up for this country, you go see everything for Nigeria hard. You know, I didn't really get, because right from the airport. So we flew Egypt Air. Before I mentioned, I came to Canada with my husband. So we booked a flight, Egypt Air. I think we booked the tickets in September. I think towards the end of September. It was pretty cheap. I think it cost us about 400 and something K for the both of us, for both our tickets. And you know, the parking started. We started parking, and mind you, we're entitled to 2 boxes of 23 kg each, boxes, bags, whatever, but each of us had a luggage allowance of 23 kg, 2 luggage allowance of 23 kg, or 23 kg luggage allowance. And we started packing and realized that we had like an excess, luggage, an excess luggage of 23 kg, because we had to buy a scale to track our measurements and track our packing. So, and he already agreed, because he checked on Egypt Air website and it says $110 for an extra 23 kg or an excess 23 kg luggage allowance. And he was like, okay, fine and good, but you can pay 110 on the website or online, but when you get to the airport you're going to pay $150. So on getting to the airport that day, we eventually weighed our bags, and guys excess luggage that was like 23 kg, maybe max 25. We got to the airport and we realized that the excess luggage was 46 kg. Like, how did that happen? I didn't know, because my husband and my brother-in-law went to where they were weighing their stuff, so I just had to go queue on I don't know what that line, I don't know what the line is called, but you have to queue to also tag your bags as well before you check the ones you want to check in, and also tag your hand luggage bags or hand luggage boxes or bags as well. So I didn't really understand what was happening. In my mind, this trip I'd already planned. I was going to vlog from the house, vlog everything, like from the day we were packing. Thank God I actually vlogged the packing part, which was in that video uploaded. I was going to vlog the car movement and everything. When we land in the airport, I was going to vlog. Man, that excess luggage thing, the thing just happened like film. So when you get to the airport, you see some guys moving around, those agberos, that can kind of help you out. So we actually picked one of them from the entrance, and the guy helped us hustle. So when we found out that the excess luggage was way too much, way more than the $110 or $150 we're supposed to pay, the guy, said he knows the guy, one of the guys who were helping people to tag their boxes, that he was going to speak to the guy. So he said, okay, that he was going to help us make our bags 25 kg each. He was going to help us do that, on the side, and we're going to end up paying $210 instead of paying $300. Yes, instead of paying $300, we're going to pay $210 for all our bags. Fine and good. We decided to split the boxes and arrange them to 23 kg each, and just put the excess luggage as 23 kg each for the 2 bags. So after doing that, it was now time to check the boxes, to weigh the boxes and tag. And some boxes were a little over the 23 kg, so I had to take off some things. Then my husband was already, in fact, he was boiling. Like I couldn't even speak to him. I was even confused. He was angry and confused because he didn't understand what was going on. So when it was time to check, weigh the box and also tag some of the boxes, I think 2 of the boxes were above 23 kg. So he put it one side and said we have to make it 23 kg. And me, I became confused. I'm like, I thought the guy said we should try and make it 25 kg. Then the excess luggage will pay so amount. Someone eventually made the boxes 23 kg each and had the excess luggage aside. The guy now said no, that what he meant was that it was 210 kg per 23 kg of excess luggage. And even the agbero was confused. He said, bros, not be waiting, we talk now. Chibi is saying make we pay 200. He said no, not be waiting that they tell you. What I meant was that each excess luggage worth 23 kg, you're going to pay 210 kg. That was when my husband just lost it, and he just said, do you know what, we are not going with anything again. Empty your boxes. We're just going to travel with the 2 bags of 23 kg we're supposed to carry, like our normal luggage allowance we're supposed to check in with. And I became angry as well. I became confused. I just started repacking my box. Like, they had already advised us that we should go early if you're going to carry so much load. And since I was leaving for the first time and I really didn't know what to expect, I took some food stuff and some of my, leftover fabrics and the few fabrics my mother gave me, because you guys know I went to fashion school, right? So I started repacking. Like, it was so crazy. I was confused. I didn't know what to take out. I didn't know what to put in. So I just thought about some, like, okay, it's winter now and I know I'm not going to need so many things. So let me just pack things I'm supposed to wear from now till 6 months, which eventually I know I'm still going to buy some things when I come over here. So that's how we started repacking. And then I remember that I watched a video from Niger Canada girls saying that you could cargo some things and it was going to be way cheaper than paying the amount of money they would ask you to pay, the Egypt airline people would ask you to pay. So I had already chatted on Instagram to ask her for the number because she didn't mention the guy's number in her video. I actually like that. So I chatted her for the number and she gave me the number. She sent the number via DM. So I had to call my brother-in-law aside and I told him, I said, Dad, excuse me, there's a guy that can cargo this thing and I think it's going to be way cheaper. He was like, okay, call him, because then I couldn't even reach my husband anymore. Like, he was unreachable. He was so pissed. So my brother-in-law did the calling and they agreed for I think he said to cargo 1 kg is about 1,800, but we should make sure whatever it is we are cargoing is 50 kg and above. If it's less than 50 kg, we might have to pay more money. I can't remember how much we paid because my brother-in-law and my in-laws and my mother, okay, no, my mom was in the airport with me. They had to go sort the bags at cargo. So the guy, his name is Majek, and it was at NACO, so they all took the remaining boxes to NACO to cargo. So that was when I could even drink something. That was when I could even eat something. That was when I could even see my mom. Like, I could see people that actually came to the airport with us. I could actually take pictures. I could actually smile. Man, thinking about it now, I'm like, God, why does everything have to be hard in this country? Like, even from the gates, no, it was really terrible. So finally we checked in the boxes and it was fair. We went in, checked in, boarded, and we started the journey. The flight to we had a layover at Cairo. Yes, it was about 4 or 5 hours. I think the flight was 5 hours, and we got to Cairo, and there was a bus waiting to convey people that just landed to the door, into the airport, which was really, 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 really sweet and really nice. So we got to the door and we went in, and I was already thinking it was going to be 4 hours because I can't remember when I was reading the itinerary for the journey. I can't remember if the layover was about 4 hours or 3 hours. But luckily for us, or before then, our flight was delayed in Lagos. Yes, I actually traveled from Lagos. Our flight was delayed in Lagos by 1 hour 30 minutes or 2 hours. And thankfully for that delay, we didn't even layover per se in Egypt, in Cairo. We got into Cairo, I think it was a few minutes to midnight, and we started boarding at about 12:30 or past 12 because we just saw the Egypt airline guys coming in to get their stuff ready and to start checking people in, and it was just easy peasy, no stress. The check-in process was just, boarding process was just easy peasy. They check you, they check your box. If you have liquids, they take it off. If it's not within the allocation you're supposed to carry in your hand luggage. So it was just easy peasy, no stress. And since it was a connecting flight or a transfer, we didn't have to bother about the boxes we checked in. So they had to move it to the new aircraft boarded. And from Cairo to Canada, I think it was about 12 hours. I slept, I woke up. I slept, I woke up. Like, the second aircraft was actually better than the first one. Maybe the first one was local, I don't know, but it was actually better than the other one. Had more space, more legroom space, and we had a screen just in front of us. Like, the back of each seat has a screen where you can watch movies or listen to music of your choice. So the food was good because I've read a lot of reviews about Egypt Air that their food is crappy, but hey, the food was good to me. I didn't see anything wrong with the food. The food was good, and yeah, it was good. They served breakfast, lunch, and breakfast and lunch, I think. Okay, when we arrived in Canada in the morning, they served us breakfast, but we had, I'm sure you would have seen what we had, and we landed in Canada. I think it was about 7 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. Canadian time. That was when we landed, and we proceeded straight to immigration. So they asked us to show our passports, and we went to the next stage. Was it immigration? Well, not really immigration, but they asked us if we had filled the form for declaration, because while we were on the aircraft coming from Cairo, they gave us a form to fill, to declare your goods or whatever it is you're carrying, which actually was reasonable because we had already told ourselves from Nigeria and my husband that we're going to declare everything, like every damn thing, because we're not hiding anything. And I tried as much as possible to carry stuff that I know was allowed in Canada. So we filled that form and they asked us, if you know you've not filled the form, go back, but if you fill the form, go there. So they just checked our COPR. COPR is confirmation of permanent residence. So they confirmed that and our passport, and they told us to meet the other lady, and she, you know, directed us to immigration. So when we got there, they asked us for COPR again, and also our passport, and asked us for an address so that they could forward our PR card when it's ready. And they told us to go sit down, that they were going to get back to us. Number 2 thing I also want to mention is that if you know you're going to cargo some things while you're traveling with you, like things are going to come much later, you should request for the goods to follow from. Why should you request for it? Is so you don't pay duty as soon as those goods come in, because you go to the airport to go pick those goods. They're not going to be delivered to your house or to wherever it is you want them to deliver it to in Canada. You're going to have to go to the airport to pick it up, and if you don't feel that goods to follow from, you might end up paying duties on whatever it is. Even if whatever you cargoed was about 50,000 naira, you have to pay duty on it. But once you fill that form, you won't pay any duty. So when we are done signing and we're done with the immigration guys, they told us, welcome to Canada, you're now permanent residents of Canada, blah 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 blah. I can't remember the remaining things. The lady said she was very cute and, you know, very nice. So we had to go to claim our baggage, and we went to the baggage claim, got our boxes, and we went over to customs, I think. Luckily for us, and very, 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 very grateful to God, our bags were not searched. I was even about to start, you know, emptying my hand luggage and trying to get to tear off my stuff, you know, the seal, the nylon they used to seal our boxes in Nigeria. The guy was like, oh no, I'm not going to search you, do you guys have your declaration card? Said yes. So they asked us, okay, did you come with meat? No. Did you come with milk? No. What you have? Okay, dry fish. Oh, that's fine. And you know, we also had to tell him that we had to cargo stuff, and we're coming in with that we're expecting some goods probably in a couple of weeks. And he said, okay, he gave us a form to fill that we have to declare whatever it is we're carrying and the monetary value. So we did that and we submitted, and you know, they got the cashier to give us like a receipt of some sort, or like an invoice, and everything totaled down to 0. So that was like the last of it. And before we left that room, we saw like some of the officers, like a few of the officers, maybe 1 or 2, carrying dogs around. Probably they are trying to sniff in people's bags, but I don't know, maybe it was grace. And when I was even leaving Nigeria, I tried as much as possible. I read posts on Nairaland. I asked too many people. I watched videos so that I was sure I wasn't carrying anything that was, you know, prohibited here in Canada. And funny enough, people who went before us were searched, and people who went after us were searched, but our bags were not even searched at all. It was that bad that I had to carry nylon from Nigeria. I said, in case they tear the bag or tear half of stuff, to check that I was going to just use those extra nylons just to wrap them up and use sellotape to seal them back. So another thing I want to mention, Seth, is that please, okay, let me just even do a recap. First things first, if you know you're carrying excess load, go early to the airport. If you're traveling from Lagos, go very early to the airport, so that if there's going to be troubles, you know you still have enough time before checking and boarding. Number 2, please don't even pay attention to what Egypt Air says on their website. I think the money for excess luggage at the airport is $210. If you feel you cannot afford $210, please cargo your things if you want to cargo your things, or you just forget about them. Number 3, please go there early. And number 4, please seal your bags. You may seem like you may feel like it's expensive or it's not important. Guys, please seal your bags, seal them well, because even with the sealing, they try they actually ripped my box. They did. I'm going to put the video somewhere on this side. They actually ripped my box. So it's not even about the sealing, but the sealing will make it so impossible for them, because if you just padlock your box, oh god, they'll break the padlock. Because I actually padlocked and actually used a kind of zip lock of some sort, that if allowance of 23 kg, so the content of my box was somewhere around here, so there was no way they could have reached. And even if they reached for something, maybe if they had tried to cut, further, they would have probably tried to reach for something. It was not until a few days ago that my husband was even saying that his own box was also ripped, that they also tore his box, but his was from the under, mine was from on top. I'm sure you would see it in the video. So, but this stealing of a kid, so they do it so fast so that someone doesn't try to catch them. So it's something they do very fast. So they usually do it for people, probably Ghana must goes that were not sealed, then bags that were not sealed as well, because if na padlock, you use padlock and forget it, they would tear it and take whatever it is they want to take. But thankfully, this big box I bought was really a blessing. You can see how big the box is. Even if I was saying it wasn't as big as my husband's, but this box was actually a blessing, because if I had bought a smaller box, that was going to take all. So, and number two, another thing I also want to mention is that I traveled with a big box, which, thinking about it now, I am actually happy and grateful, in as much as filling that box, with my stuff was, I think it was about 30 something kg, but with that box and trying to make sure it goes with the regular, luggage allowance, which was 23 kg, my box wasn't filled to the brim. Guys, it wasn't filled to the brim. So imagine I didn't seal and my box was filled to the brim, or I carried a small box that could actually contain that everything in it would actually be 23 kg. They would have actually stolen a lot of things, but my box was ripped and nothing was stolen. I haven't looked for anything, and I believe they didn't take anything from my bag. So if you're checking it in, please go and seal it, because the high level of theft in Nigerian airports, the level of theft in the airports in Nigeria is high. Like, it's like this is above the regular level of theft. So please seal your box and get ready for a long flight. And what else again? When you land, declare your things if you can. Some people say they don't want to declare after all, they're not carrying anything, but the truth of the matter is, if you don't declare and they search your bags and they find out things that are not allowed into the country, you'll be fined, and I think they're going to blacklist your name or something. So whenever you're coming into Canada, you'll just be popping up on their screen, so they will keep searching you like a criminal every time you come into Canada. So I think it's just better to declare. If you declare and they find, they may not fine you, but if you don't declare and they find something wrong with whatever it is you're carrying, they will fine you. And if you're carrying more than $10,000, you need to declare it. Yes, you need to declare it. So if you declare it, you won't have a problem. But if you don't declare it and they find more than $10,000 in your cash, in your bag or in your hand luggage, whatever, there's going to be trouble. So guys, I have come to the end of this video. I know it's super long, but I know someone is going to learn one or two things from this video. I'll see you all in my next video. Do have a fab day ahead. If you enjoyed this video, give me a fat thumbs up, comment, share with your friend, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.